Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into something pretty intense. Our sources lay out this really detailed scenario. It blends advanced biotech, big global events, and frankly, some pretty unsettling ideas about humanity's future.
Yeah, it's like a blueprint almost, a hypothetical conspiracy narrative. And just to be clear up front, we're not saying this happened or endorsing it. We're just exploring the narrative itself, how it's built in the material.
Exactly. It feels like something out of a thriller, but the way the pieces fit together,
Yeah,
it makes you think.
it definitely does. Our job today is to unpack that story piece by piece as presented in these sources.
Okay, let's get into it. The absolute core of this whole thing seems to be this tech, DNA-targeted nanoparticles.
That's right. The story starts there. Imagine this secretive biotech group, funded supposedly by shadowy sources, maybe government black budgets, maybe private foundations.
And they develop these tiny particles,
Mm.
nanoparticles,
Yeah.
that can recognize specific DNA.
Precisely. And the public pitch, it's revolutionary, next-generation vaccines.
Okay, so like treatments that target a disease based on my specific genes.
Exactly. Perfectly tailored medicine. They're selling it as miracle cures. An end to disease as we know it, basically.
Sounds amazing on the surface.
Yeah.
But there's always a but in these scenarios.
Oh, yeah. And it's a big one. The sources describe this. Well, this flip side, this inverted capability. Once they have your DNA cataloged, your unique genetic signature.
Which they'd need for the personalized vaccine anyway, right?
Right. Once they have that, these same nanoparticles can supposedly be reprogrammed
Reprogrammed how?
to trigger fatal responses on command.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah. The sources explicitly link it to that idea from the Bond film, No Time to Die.
The personalized poison.
Yeah.
That targets specific DNA.
That exact concept. A weapon that can kill one person based on their genes and leave everyone else untouched.
The precision. That's terrifying. It weaponizes your own biology against you.
It's the ultimate targeted weapon within this narrative, turning individuality into vulnerability.
Okay, so you have this incredibly dangerous tech. But how do you deploy it? And more importantly, how do you get everyone's DNA to make it work on a massive scale? That seems like the biggest hurdle.
Well, according to the sources, you need the perfect excuse, something global, something that demands a universal response.
Like a pandemic.
Exactly. A global pandemic is presented as the ideal cover story.
Because everyone's scared, everyone wants protection.
Precisely. And governments can mandate public health measures, so officially it's all framed very positively.
How so?
You know, we need everyone's genetic profile to ensure these new precision vaccines work perfectly for you.
Advanced tailored healthcare. Who argues with that during a crisis?
It's a compelling pitch. It sounds like a leap forward for humanity.
But the real purpose, according to this narrative,
Is much darker. Every test, every swab, every injection, it's all part of a massive DNA harvesting operation.
so the cheek swabs, the PCR tests, even the mRNA shots they mention.
All depicted as tools for collecting genetic data, building, as the sources put it, the most complete genomic database in human history.
Wow. Just imagine the power that gives whoever controls that database.
It's not just names and addresses, it's the literal blueprint of humanity, a strategic asset beyond measure in this fictional context.
Okay, so the tech exists, the data's been collected under the cover of a health crisis.
Yeah.
But how does the attack actually work? It can't be immediate, or people would notice.
No, the narrative describes it as time-release nanotech,
Time release, meaning
meaning it stays dormant inside the body for years, potentially, undetectable, like a ticking clock you don't know is there.
just waiting. Waiting for what? How is it activated?
This is where it gets really futuristic, almost sci-fi. The sources talk about activation via quantum resonance signals.
Quantum resonance.
Or maybe some kind of futuristic biofrequency. Think of it like an invisible, highly specific remote signal.
Like flipping a switch, but wirelessly across populations.
Exactly. Allowing an operator, hypothetically, to press a button and silently wipe out entire populations or even single individuals in minutes.
That's staggering.
Yeah.
The contrast between what people think they have and what's supposedly inside them.
It's huge. Publicly, it's marketed as maybe, a breakthrough in biocomputing for health monitoring, a guardian angel inside you.
Like tracking your health, boosting immunity.
While secretly, according to the story, it's designed as the deadliest kill switch humanity has ever built.
And the fact that it's delayed, dormant. That's key. The danger isn't obvious until it's too late.
Precisely. It's a hidden threat woven into the fabric of public health, ready to be triggered years down the line.
This is such an elaborate, almost James Bond villain-level plan.
Wow.
What's the ultimate goal described in these sources? Who would do this and for what reason?
The narrative paints the masterminds not as simple bad guys, but as, well, strategic villains, meaning they have a twisted ideology, they believe the Earth is overpopulated, resources are running out, climate collapse is coming.
Okay, so a kind of extreme environmentalism almost.
Taken to a horrifying conclusion. Their solution, as laid out in the sources, controlled depopulation.
Controlled depopulation.
Yeah.
Chilling.
Yeah.
How would that even work?
The sources give specific grim examples. Some people are apparently sterilized without knowing it.
Sterilized. How? Through the same tech?
It's implied, yes, a hidden function. Others are said to carry these dormant kill switch codes, but they're tied to specific things.
Like what?
Like political dissent, or belonging to what the controllers deem undesirable social groups.
So it's targeted, not random. It's social engineering on a terrifying scale.
Absolutely. It's an ideological purge built into the system.
And there's always an escape hatch for the architects, isn't there?
In this narrative, yes, the concept of chosen bloodlines.
Chosen bloodlines, meaning elites.
The elites, their families, their heirs, they are described as being immune, genetically firewalled from the kill switch. They survive the pruning.
Of course. So the pandemic wasn't just about data collection.
According to the sources, no. It was simply the pilot project, a dress rehearsal.
A global rehearsal for population pruning disguised as healthcare. That's profoundly disturbing.
It really leverages that fear and the desire for safety, twisting it into something incredibly dark within this fictional account.
So if this massive secret operation is underway, how does anyone ever find out? How does the truth start to emerge in this story?
Well, the narrative introduces what you might call the hero's discovery. Someone starts connecting the dots.
It's like a journalist or a scientist.
Could be anyone, really. A data analyst, maybe. Someone who notices things that don't add up.
What kind of things? What's the evidence they find?
The sources list examples. Maybe a whistleblower leaks documents.
Documents linking.
Linking vaccine patents to, say, classified military projects like DARPA, and maybe to powerful philanthropists, think figures like Bill Gates, whose global reach could theoretically mask such things.
Okay, so financial and institutional links. What else?
Then, maybe years later, people start dying from strange conditions, like unexplained hemorrhages, the sources suggest.
And these are just written off.
Brushed off as rare side effects, plausible deniability, and maybe, just maybe, genetic test results start quietly disappearing from public health databases, records being scrubbed.
Subtle signs, but together they paint a picture.
Exactly. A terrifying picture that forces this protagonist figure to see what others don't want to see.
Leading to that awful realization.
The chilling realization, yeah. That humanity in this story has already been marked, cataloged, and dosed.
The system is in place.
The switch just hasn't been flipped yet. The threat is already inside everyone.
And then comes the twist. You mentioned a twist earlier.
Right. The ultimate twist, according to the sources. The kill switch isn't like a single button for global apocalypse.
No. Then what?
It's designed to be selective. Gradual.
Selective.
Oh.
Like pruning a tree. That's the analogy used.
Yeah.
Not a swift wipeout, but a slow, controlled, maybe even imperceptible thinning of the herd. Wow. That's almost more sinister. Less like war, more like gardening.
A very dark form of gardening, yes. And it gets even worse.
How could it possibly get worse?
The narrative describes the ultimate privatization of this power.
Privatization, you mean? Companies?
Companies, leaders, even rival governments. They can apparently purchase delete rights over populations.
Buy the right to kill people, based on this tech.
That's the scenario. Death itself becomes a commodity, privatized into a subscription-based service.
A subscription to mass murder. That's beyond dystopian.
It takes the idea of corporate power and control to its absolute extreme conclusion in this fictional world.
We've definitely covered a lot of ground here. It's quite a narrative our sources constructed.
Right.
We've got the DNA-targeted tech, starting as a cure, becoming a poison. The pandemic as the perfect cover for scooping up everyone's genetic code.
Right.
The hidden, time-delayed kill switch activated remotely.
Yeah, the dormant threat.
And the final goal. This controlled, selective G-population, maybe even driven by ideology, protecting the chosen, and then ultimately privatizing death itself.
It's a chillingly complete vision, isn't it? Every piece logically connecting to the next within the narrative's framework.
It really makes you think. So what's the final takeaway here? What should we, the listeners, be mulling over from this deep dive?
Well, building on the source material, consider this. What would it actually mean if that ultimate power, the power over life and death on a mass scale, the ability to prune populations,
Hmm.
what if that became just another purchasable service?
Like buying server space or software licenses.
Exactly. And how does exploring a narrative like this, even if it's fictional, prompt us to think more critically about the real world, about, the interception of powerful new technologies, our public health systems, and all the personal data we generate and give away, sometimes without fully realizing the implications?
Heavy questions, definitely food for thought. This scenario, as described, is complex and deeply unsettling.
It is. It's designed to be provocative, I think, to make us question potential trajectories.
Well, thank you for walking us through this intricate and, frankly, quite dark narrative from our sources today. We really encourage you out there to reflect on the implications raised. What does it make you think about? Until next time on The Deep Dive, keep digging, keep asking questions.
And keep exploring.